Oh, there we go.
Is that a badge, John? I see on your attire.
Look at that! It's the original. It's an original badge there.
Nice.
Zoom Records. Yeah.
I've got one too.
That is a good one.
John, look at this. You see this?
I've kept it all that time. You see.
I've
How
kept
old
it-
is that badge?
Well, older than your children, no doubt. Well, no, maybe not.
45 years. How many years?
Have you got one of them, John?
No, I wouldn't have one of them.
The red eyes.
I got one of them.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you got one of them?
No, and I've just discovered the demos on here. You know this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the Silver album or Silver.
Yeah,
Silver
and
something.
it's got all the demos which I
Have you got one of them?
heard for. 45. Put it away.
That's nothing like the real thing. And I know that.
Have you listened to those demos, John?
I have this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was staggering. I was in tears actually. I mean, it's the
Oh,
first
no
time
way.
I've heard those demos. No, it brought it all back from. I think I was there when I don't remember a lot of the demos. I tell you what I do remember is I Travel was originally called Three Bangs.
Yeah.
It went boom, boom, boom in the
Yeah.
in the gap there.
I
And
know.
someone said, why if we take that out? Maybe it was me. It's like that. We don't need that, do we?
Yeah. I think it was me that had the idea to put that in there. I thought that was a hook or a gimmick. You get all those records in the 60s, they've always got something like dun dun, like an arrangement, it all goes bang bang.
Yeah.
I remember that and getting them taken out, and I was in a huff.
I
took it out.
think it was to keep us in time, John.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
But I tell you another thing about that little bit is I went to see Simple Minds. None of you were there in Oslo, in Norway. Oh, how many years ago? 10 years ago or something. I was doing something in. Were you there?
No,
Derek?
you told me about it. You told me about it.
Yeah. And Mel was playing drums, and we went for the sound check. And Charlie had his amps. This was his new idea. He had his amps, 2 fucking huge amps, in a back room off stage, mics up, coming through so he had no amps on stage, but they were mic'd up through the amps, coming through the monitors.
Right.
And it all sounded a bit shit, 'cause it was like guitar amps through the monitors were just not as good as having the guitar amps next to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember he had that, and that caused a lot of commotion and a lot of technical messing about. But they played I Travel, and in the gap bit, at the end of the chorus, Mel goes boom, 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 and does this little limp sort of drum fill into the next bit as he picks it up. And I told him to stop. I was like, fuck, what are you doing? I said, do you do that every night? And he goes, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Everyone
really.
got the idea that it's meant to be silent, either bang, 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 or silent, and he kind of went dunk, dunk, dunk on the little rack tom,
Yeah. I know. Well,
Fucking drummers, man.
only we speak you can get. Somebody's got to fill it in with something.
Yeah. And the whole point of I Travel was that space, that tension, or it wasn't the point of it, but that was a big moment after the build up.
Yeah.
And then.
But even the very intro when we had, because I remember it was like a cut off the tape. It was a bit of an accident. I think that wee thing that wasn't the actual. That came off of something else. Or the first bit of it was missing, and then we used that each time. It was almost like that kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
On that record and some of the
So what in the demo do you think that was kind of stirred your emotions, John, that you heard today?
Good. Yeah, Constantinople I thought was amazing on the demo, and Twist Run Repulsion, of course, because I don't remember these demos really, and New Warm Skin. We did that later. That was a B-side. We did it at the Townhouse, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did that at Denmark Street. Keith Price's
demo?
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
There was something. What did we start with? You'd got a modular system, and the only noise you got out of it was like a. And we used it like. Well, somebody said that sounds a bit like the film turning round.
Oh yeah.
On a reel, so that sort of started. What did that start again?
Film theme, or was it film theme?
No,
it was film theme, right?
Cancino. Ryan, what was it? What is that? Yeah,
Mick.
That's right.
Because I had did I bring it to the studio? I had a Roland 100M system, which is like a Roland 100 modular, like mini or something.
Yeah.
And I always remember I bought it when it first came out, like, fuck, I got to have one of these because it was really compact and, all sliders, and it was great. And I bought it for 700 quid at Rod Argent's in Denmark Street about 1976 or 7 or something.
Wow.
And then I sold it in the early 80s for 700 quid for the same price.
Fucking hell.
How much are they worth now? I had the
keyboard
and the sequencer, 2 channels of 8-step sequencer, where you just turn the knobs, and I never had time to play with it, so I just sold it and go. If I kept it now, it'd be 10, 20 grand probably.
Maybe you would know how to work it by now.
I would. That's right. But it was. I used to. I've got a Moog Mother, one of those little Moog Mother. I thought, fuck, 500 quid. I'm going for a Moog. I'll have one of them. And then I realised it was mono, and I thought, hang on, I need another one. I need 2, one out of each speaker, with different sequences going. And then I was going to buy the whole of that little compact Moog modular thing. Yeah, they're only like 500 quid a unit, and but I got it in the car. I never have time to do it. I'm not sort of set up, or once I get into it, I'm up all night. I'm 6 o'clock in the morning, like the old days.
I know. I'm the same. I started building a modular system about 5 or 6 years ago, just at lockdown. I started putting them in one module at a time, and these things are like 300-400 quid. Before I knew it, I'd spent 10 grand. I'm like, fucking 10 grand in a pocket here, and I don't even know how to connect the thing. But just because you hold the Euro rack and you think, I don't like holes in it, I'll buy anything just to fill in the gaps that are in the rack.
Yeah, I'm sort of getting into all that, but I don't know. No, I mean, if I did it, it'd be all abstract, man. It'd be Stockhausen, I wouldn't have a keyboard. I wouldn't have any chromatic keyboard. I'd be.
What kind of modular setup would you have, Dan?
Modular setup.
Aye, that was something.
A blue one.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, blue.
With Walter Smith's face stapled on it.
No, right, did you see with Sir Alex?
That's my fucking hint.
We're supposed to be looking at this chronologically, aren't we? So should we start at the beginning and welcome John? Hello, John. Welcome.
Hello, John. Welcome.
How did we? What recollections have we all got when we actually first met? The first time we all met, John. What we got?
Well, sorry, John. Go first.
Well, I did send Ben the ticket for the. Yeah, Ben, the guy.
You're not allowed to say Ben.
Oh, sorry.
He's a man of mystery.
Sorry, I did send you lot the ticket, which I've kept from Dundee Tech College, end of '79 Christmas dance thing, whatever it was, the party, the uni. Yeah, and that's where I first saw you. A guy called Ben Edmonds from Arista.
Yeah,
took me. I don't know if how we got to Scotland, whether we flew up there or.
Did you know that you were producing the band for sure at that point, or were you just checking us out?
I had the offer. Yeah, I was checking you out. Really. see if you're any good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I had the offer, and I mean, it was a ridiculous. I realised, like, I left Abbey Road 1978, and then when I looked at my diary, all the different things I did, because I was going to be managed by Virgin, because I'd been on the staff at Abbey Road, you know, like salary and that kind of thing, job for life kind of thing, and then I had all this work from Virgin, and they said, oh, well, we'll manage you, we'll get you producers gigs and everything. And the first thing I did was not produce, but engineer Wilko Johnson at the Manor, and a chap called Dave Batchelor produced it, who did the first Skids album, and then later actually did the abandoned first Oasis recordings at Olympic. And he was older than me, actually. And I went to the Manor, and of course I knew the Manor like the back of my hand, and we spent most of the time up all night talking with Wilko Johnson and the Solid Senders. So he just left Dr. Feelgood, you know, at the Manor. And I thought, well, this is no good, because it wasn't a very good session, and the guy couldn't really, control them. You know, they were all like taking drugs and staying up all night, and he was straight. And, and he couldn't really control them, and it was all a bit safe. It's terrible. You know? Yeah. So anyway, I did that, and then I'd already done XTC, and I had the second XTC album coming up, Go To, and then Magazine, which I did, and it was just, and then and it was okay, but you know, they were giving me like 500 quid, 1,000 quid for what would amount to 6 weeks work, and 1%, you know, 1 point, not 2, you know, so it was all a bit of a dribble. And then I got to do Public Image, and it was like, it was at the end of the Wilko Johnson sessions at the Manor. Actually, Richard Branson phoned me up at the Manor on like the Sunday afternoon and said, you know, John's just left the band, but don't worry, he's got a new band, and you know, we want you to, he's in the studio Monday, will you produce it? And I'm like, John who? What are you talking about? You know, it was, of course, John Rotten, and this was their big thing. So I literally stayed up all night on the Sunday, drove to Advision for the afternoon to set, and never had any sleep. And then Public Image walked in, you know, Wobble and Keith Levine, and they're all, I mean, I just go into all their story, but they were, what's the word? I suppose obnoxious is the word. I mean, they were, because I had long hair and was a bit older, I was just like, you know, fuck off, you cunt. You know, I'm not doing that, you know, and all this real like heavy duty kind of abuse kind of thing. And I'd go out, I'd set everything up, come in the control room, and Wobble would be like spitting all over the desk, like drinking beer and then dribbling it down the faders, and every knob on the mixer was turned, every button was pressed.
That makes us sound like angels.
Yeah. What are you doing, you know? And Keith
and you still carried on that session?
I did it. I recorded Public Image, the song, that first one.
I know you did that, but
bashed out.
You continued that.
And even though I was managed by Virgin, they never gave me a credit, and they said, "Oh, 250 quid, and we can't give you a point, and there's no credit. They don't want to credit a producer." And it's like, hang on, you're meant to be representing me. You know, sort that out. Make sure I get a credit.
Did they take the credit for it?
Yeah, I think it just said produced by nobody or something. Produced by no one. When the first Public Image record came out, you know, and that was the track on it.
I'm just on the internet just now changing my name to No One to get the credit.
So yeah, that was it, and and so I was really busy, and you know, just like non-stop doing stuff.
I mean, we knew about the magazine album, didn't we? And that was a thing that we're thinking we want to sound a bit like that, or we really liked the whole magazine when we done the magazine tour. But I can't remember you being at that gig. My recollection of the very first time of actually making contact with you and talking to you was in Chalfont. When we came down and you were sitting in there. We'd come down on the plane that day and got totally hammered because we all ate a big bit of dope.
Yeah.
Not for me.
We're really
That was
flat.
square.
Apart from me, it was Jim and Charlie and Mick.
Well, did you eat a bit, Dan? Did you eat the dope?
No, I never. I
Oh,
wasn't
is
a
it just
smoker.
me?
Like, I never
You had
did
it all.
then, but I fucking made up for it.
And artists that were always laying limos on for us and stuff, and you really felt like we were fucking out our depth pretty much. By the time
Get
we
to your
got to
work.
Charles, we all went to our bed in the middle of the afternoon.
That was
So
the
by the
only one
time-
up.
Well, by the time I woke up, there was nobody there. And I looked into the studio and I could see John setting the gear up. And I was too scared to go in and talk to him because I needed backup. I wanted somebody to fucking wake up so we could go in there. And the reason I didn't go in because I was frightened you were going to say, right, Mick, can you play something? And then I would be on my own and I'd be caught, you know what I mean? Fucking, you're rubbish. You better get back on the road.
Well, my recollection, John, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, was I was sitting in the Chalfont kitchen, and you walked in, and everybody was lying in bed, and you say to me, "Where is everybody?" I says, "Everybody's stoned. They're fucking, they're not available yet." You know, am I right? Is that wrong? Do you remember?
We went out to the pub that night, Jeff, with a blazing fire. I remember that, John taking us to the pub.
Of course,
California.
yeah. And that was with the Stones Mobile, wasn't it? That was part there because there was no
well,
equipment.
even I don't know if that would actually been arrived yet or not because we're kind of just set up at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I think we worked out some stuff.
Well,
and
that's
we
where
just,
it lived, Mick. That's
What?
where it lived. The
Oh, did it? All
Stones
right,
Mobile
all right.
lived there. And it
That's
was,
right. It was part there.
Ent
Yeah.
Whistle, wasn't it? Ent Whistle making the wall bases and stuff.
Before
Yeah, that's right.
before we go any further, I've got a wee click in my ear here saying we're going to go through a video here of John's work.
All right, okay.
So
Yeah, man. Some of the
That's great. That.
that was really well done. Some of the actual AI stuff looks pretty weird. You got to say, didn't it?
Yeah, it's great though because I'm just used to seeing the photo, you know, the still photo. And when you see it moving, is that me?
Yeah, that was it.
and that's only a snippet of your work, John. Yeah,
Only a snippet. Yeah, that's only a small part. Yeah.
touching on the surface, man.
Excellent, well done.
Yeah. And so where are we? Where are we?
Well, we're waiting for Dan's recollection of that very first introduction. But
He said we went to the pub.
we've all met each other. So you meet this big bunch of Glaswegians that are fucking quite hard to understand and still quite hard to understand. What was your first impression of us as people?
As people.
Good question.
Question.
What was your impression of us
You're
as
not
children?
Yeah, sure.
The impression.
Compared to your children, how bad were we?
No, I mean, it was great. I mean, I wouldn't have done the record otherwise. No, it was fine. You know,
You
just
would
a
have done the
band,
record,
you know.
John. Fucking Public Image wrecked the fucking mixing desk.
But I must have had demos as well, like, you know, Life in a Day and a lot of the, I don't remember the demos. I don't have the demos, but I must have heard some stuff other than, yeah, because on the back of the card I got Bruce Finley's phone number and a list of about 6 or 8 songs that he wanted to do and to listen out for. You know, it's all in Bruce's handwriting. I always remember going into the bar at that place, and Bruce, I think he might have had a spliff, but he certainly had tequila Sunrise at the bar. And he's like, do you want one of these? I said, yeah, okay.
So are you saying that you didn't hear any demos before the album?
I must have done. Yeah, I must have heard some demos before.
Because there was demos done in Glasgow.
Yeah. We had the Savah demos, didn't we?
There you go.
There you go. Wow.
Chelsea Girl. Yeah.
What's the number? I phoned that number, right? That probably still exists. That'll be Schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Will be up in Johnson Terrace.
Yeah, Bruce was always a right
place.
Whole held court with the whole thing, didn't he? Every time he came into the studio, we really cracked up with Bruce, didn't we?
He was great. It was great. It's like, that's who you need.
Remember the first time he came in front of the microphone and he had the harmonizer on his voice? That was him in his glory, wasn't it? He was like,
no, he was great, Bruce. I haven't seen him for years. I mean, I see him on Facebook, you know, doing stuff, walking about, and but no, I haven't seen him for, you know, again, probably 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, well, when you next come up to Scotland, we'll get Bruce and we should go out and kit some.
Definitely, yeah.
Make it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard something, right?
No, we're all getting on, Dan, that's all. I feel fine. How do you feel?
I feel
fine. I mean, I've told I've earned enough to last me the rest of my life, as long as I die next Tuesday.
well, we're all nearer death than we are life. There's a fucking happy note.
Well, that's it. That's true.
So once we get started, John, we started. I remember specifically getting into the Stones mobile after recording. I can't remember what song it was, whether it was Someone or whatever track it was, and sitting in behind the desk where the big speakers were and hearing yourself for the first time in the big speakers. It was like, wow, just never forget that moment.
I think it was Murder Story, Brian. I seem to have that in my head.
Oh, I seem to remember, Dan, it was the one that Mick played the piano on, the honky tonk piano. Is that Someone?
Someone.
I think it was that track. Anyway, I just remember.
I don't think we went in and did Murder Story as the first song. Really.
No, that was very late on, I would say.
And I can't remember what we did at Farmyard and what we did at Abbey Road. I know we did Chelsea Girl at Abbey Road and
Pleasantly Disturbed.
And Pleasantly. Yeah.
But at Chalfont, didn't we sort of just run through most of the stuff that we could actually play as a band and kind of put a guide down for everything?
I think we went through the whole set.
The time we got to Abbey Road, because my first recollection of Abbey Road, and everybody's got their own images of this, and I know like Dan was like, oh, that's the fucking harpsichord that's on like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and all that, you know, and we've just seen...
No, it's a muscatel. It's a muscatel, isn't it, John?
What?
It's a muscatel.
What, the harpsichord, yeah.
You corrected me.
No, but seeing somebody like Steve Harley and eating his lunch and all of that didn't really impress me that much as I think it impressed some of you guys. I was more intimidated with the people that were there because we had guitar overdub for doing Chelsea Girl I remember it doing in the big room, and we were up in the wee studio room up the top. It was a big studio actually. So Charlie had a kind of mic'd up thing happening down in the room for dun dun to get this big guitar sound.
On the Carlsborough.
we underwhelming, I think, at the time when we heard it, because I was expecting this fucking massive, but it didn't sound that massive. And then you had me DI'd in the control room. Now, that was me stripped with all my fucking effects gone and all. My gear sounded like I was just about to buy it in Denmark Street. You know, like, what the fuck am I going to do with this shit?
I didn't know that.
He's got the big guitar sound with all his fucking effects, and I'm DI'd in the control room sounding total pish. And then by the time it comes around to do my overdub, we're into the evening now, and it must have been late in the album where Arista wanted to hear stuff, because I remember Bruce kind of making everybody laugh, and they're all sitting on the couch behind you, and I'm now sitting with my fucking DIY fucking bricking it, because I'm a bit stoned now in my red eyes, and I'm like, this is going to sound really shit. So that was my recollection of Abbey Road.
I don't know what to say about that. And why did we go to Abbey Road? Probably because I suggested it. I mean, that's where I worked, and that's the place I knew best. We went to the farmyard, the Chalfont place. What could I say? To warm up. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Had I worked there before? I can't remember now. If I'd worked at the farmyard place, well, I'd worked on the Stones Mobile because I did a lot of Bebop Deluxe on the Stones Mobile. I did loads of records on that mobile. It was fantastic. Helios Desk and Pete the Fish. That's right. He drove it.
Was there a hint of you taking us to Abbey Road to say kind of almost wowas?
No, not from me.
No,
maybe from Bruce. I probably said something. I said we could go to Abbey Road, and maybe Bruce suggested it. I don't know. Bruce said yes. But no, it's and I was really familiar with it. I knew exactly what to do, kind of thing.
Because you knew everybody, and it was obvious that this was your space.
Yeah,
you're really comfortable in there. No, I loved it. Contrary to what after what Jim had been saying about Life in a Day and all that, I really didn't see it like that at all. I fucking loved it. I loved the fact when we lived in Victoria, and Charlie and I were just getting the tube to, I don't know, is it St John's Wood or something, and then walking the road every afternoon. It was like a fucking dream. Do you know what I mean? It was brilliant.
Right. Yeah.
Brian and I were there for 6 months, on top of the 2 weeks we did with Silver Mines.
Propaganda, yeah.
Propaganda was fucking fortune. That was it. Fuck me.
Were you living there? Did you live next door?
We were. Where were we, Brian? What hotel were we at?
Did we not live in Regent's Park next to the zoo?
Aye, we did.
Mike on a flat.
Aye, with the flat. It was Feargal Sharkey's flat.
Yeah.
The ugly fellow. He's a lovely guy, but a face like a fucking well-scalped arse.
But so Life in a Day, let me think. And there's cellos on it. Tell me about these cellos. I don't remember the cellos on.
Yeah, it was your friend.
Is that
mate?
It was Hayden Bendel. Hayden done it, didn't he?
Hayden did it. Yeah, get the cellos on.
Yeah.
I don't know. And someone said
4-piece or something, John. I think it was 4-piece.
More than that.
A quartet. Cellos.
Yeah, I remember. I was really excited about hearing that actually getting done and getting recorded. Yeah, I remember it really quite clearly, because I remember thinking, I wonder if there's space to develop whatever ideas. But there was obviously not, because these people were coming into a time, and the parts were all written out and arranged. I think it was just kind of taking off the bass parts.
Yeah.
But if there was space for anything to develop, can it be changed? But it became clear that no, it can't. There's nothing you can really do. We need to get these musicians to do what they're supposed to do and get them to fuck.
Yeah, well, they had 3 hours. It's only a little, it was a 3-hour session. And how long does it take? It's only a 1-minute piece of music, really, isn't it? It's only 60 seconds. So, but I don't remember much about it. It was a surprise listening to it and thinking, fucking hell, cellos.
Well, did Hayden score it and then conduct it, John?
I think he did.
Yeah, and you know what? worked out. All the parts had been worked out and notated up because they were just sticking exactly to it. And I was wondering, I wonder if they actually like it. No, nobody showed any kind of enthusiasm. It was almost like the jobs people, the musicians, were just
Such a
doing the
musicians,
job,
yeah.
getting paid, and then away. There was no like, oh, this is great, you know, like, I'm loving this. There was kind of none of that.
Well, there was also tempo changes in it, which I was thinking when at the time when we were going into the studio after being recorded as a band, how were they going to play it in time with us? Because we never played it live with them. They were playing off track.
It's as if we were writing
But
ourselves.
it wasn't a difficult, complicated part anyway.
No, it was
You
just slowed down a bit.
notes, and you're just following the bass, as it were, you know, at the end. But that's a good take, you know. None of the records I did with you, I don't think, or any of the records
All right, my phone.
none of the records I did with you, or hardly with anyone really, I use a click track. You know, it's just this whole idea of using a click track came in and with Pro Tools really, because you had a click, you know, and everyone's like, oh, just put the drums down to a click and then play along to it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I've never ever, I avoid that. You know, I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's no clicks on your records. Maybe there might have been a tape loop, which is a kind of primitive click, you know, like Celebrate would have maybe started with a tape loop or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Celebrate was a drum loop.
When the drum machines came in, all Linn drums and all that started kicking, everybody started clicking up, didn't they?
Yeah, and following along to it. And it was like, that's when it all went downhill.
Kind of. It made it easier to edit between multiple takes. So one of the biggest things would be getting a good
take. Yeah, but if you have a good take and a good band, you shouldn't need to edit.
I know, but
you know,
there are so many bad bands out there.
Yeah, but you could play, and you just, you know, you play it 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah,
and there must be a good one in there somewhere, and you know it. You rehearse. You know, that's what rehearsal's all about.
Yeah, but John, gigging nowadays and recording nowadays, if you're going to do a gig, the whole band's synchronized to video, and it's all done with clicks and tempo changes. It's all got people talking in your ears. And that's the modern way is. So
as you're listening to a click track and a counting, it's dead fucking loud. You know, it's like
I do it live. I play a click track live with XSM, and I like it. I like both. I like the fact that we didn't do any click tracks on any Simple Minds albums at all. And a lot of people think, you know, some of the early stuff was done like Premonition, or was done with a click and all that. It was none of it was clicked.
No. Well, I remember a lot of your rehearsals as well, Brian. You would have done a summer or something on playing along with a completely different song. We're just hearing the
groove.
So Charlie and I, all our echo speeds will be perfect because the tempo just is solid.
I don't know. I just don't use click tracks really. I avoid them totally as much as I can.
But the orchestra's playing to a click with a conductor.
Well, no, he'd be playing to the orchestra we put down already.
He's picking a tempo for them to play to.
Well, he's just keeping them in time. He'll have the backing track in his headphone, which will
they'll have the backing track in their monitor.
No, I'm not even talking about a backing track playing. I'm saying if he's playing a classical piece of music, he's controlling tempos. So he's a click track.
The click track should be the vocal. I always say the vocal, the melody.
We're referring a click track to being a clock.
Yeah,
you know, with no metronome.
It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult with Jim singing to
drift.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was hard with Jim singing because he never sung the same way twice.
You're talking about live down in recording studios. Jim never put a vocal down till near enough the end of the track and recorded.
We never done a single track, I think, with the vocal in it.
No.
I remember guide vocals going down after bass and drums and guitar and keyboards were added.
Yeah. I can't even think of putting another. Oh, wait a minute. There was maybe something in Belfast Child where we did do a raw take when we kept the original vocal and we kept the map. of the tempo, because we just played acoustic accordion vocal. That's the only track I can remember where Jim actually sang before anything else was done.
But that's a bizarre way of writing, where you make up a verse, make up a bridge, make up a chorus, make up a drop down section with no vocal in your head. That's
Well, that's why most of them were instrumentals initially.
Yeah, well, they were.
The development.
Every one of them was an instrumental.
Yeah. We've got some questions. Do you want to look at some questions, Brian?
No.
Yeah, go on.
You turn your nose down as well. It's a bit red.
It's not my nose.
Come here.
This is a guy called Randy Lever. That sounds like a wind-up name. John, Empires and Dance is such a unique sound, cold, hypnotic, but still full of energy. Was that atmosphere something you planned from the start, or did it just happen naturally while you were recording with the band? This guy's obsessed with Empires and Dance.
Right.
So we'll jump from Life in a Day, Empires and Dance, but we can go back.
Yeah. Empires and Dance, no, it wasn't planned like that. I didn't go in with the intention of saying, oh, yeah, we're going to make it big and cold and all this kind of thing. It was what I can only record, produce what you give me, really, and that's how you were. You know, what you hear on that record, I'd like to think is how you were. You know.
Yeah.
I seem to remember John and you and I working on snare drum sounds and drum sound.
Yeah.
Getting the basics of the drums, the bass drum and the snare, the hi hat and the cymbals all fixed together, but then changing snare drum sounds, like turning the snares off for Today I Died Again and
that's
stuff
right,
like that.
Yeah.
Just to create a different mood. The snares were all changed.
Yeah. Different snare drums and that's right. But it wasn't an intention at the beginning to make it sound. If you, I often find if you intend to do something like that, you're going to end up disappointed because it's not going to come out how you want it, or you'll be forever chasing this oral vision in your head of what it should be. You know, I mean, this is from my position, not from the musicians or the band or something. You know, and it's like what when you're producing something, it's like, what is this band? You know, you want the band to sound the best they can. You know, the best they've ever played or the best ever gig. You know, so it's very much up to you guys. You know, it's up to you you're the creative ones. You know, I'm like almost like the photographer taking the great picture. You know, I get everyone set up and in costume and the lighting, and then I take the picture. You know.
Yeah, so a lot of labels would probably think we need to get a specific producer because he did that sound. We want this band to sound like that. Predetermine the sound basically by getting the producer to get the sound. You know, it was clear that you weren't there doing that at all. You were using what you were given by us and just made the best it could, kind of at the time.
Cool.
That's right.
Okay, this is a guy called Chris Jepson. He produced Premonition in my top 10 Simple Minds songs, if not number one. How did that song come about? What was the process? Do you remember Premonition at all, of any of it?
Yeah, I remember. I think that was done at
Rockfield,
the old Mono Valley with the Stones truck. It wasn't done in Rockfield proper, was it? It was one of the early ones that we did, I think.
Well, we had no material when that album was started. Right. When we booked you.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember being in a room in the old mills on a riser.
Yeah,
the drums all on a riser just to kind of reenact a live situation.
Yeah,
because we sort of had a PA as well. There was a wee PA in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, for rehearsals. And do you remember how Premonition was started? No, was it just drums?
You were playing it live. It was you knew it. It wasn't. We didn't have to write the song, did we? Because it was all written.
You probably done it at rehearsal, Brian.
Yeah.
As soon as you played that drum, the bass line was there. That was it. And then
it definitely started with bass and drums, and then the chords and fit in the bits. I remember that was what happened a lot of the time with a one one bar bass loop, which would be get hit with. People would think, oh, that's really cool. That's a really cool one bar bass loop, right?
We played it for 10 minutes.
You've got to try and fit some fucking chords in it to change it. Because the bass isn't going to change. So how many options have you got to make this interesting?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying the one bar bass loop isn't interesting, Dan.
No, it wasn't just one bar anyway. Like, that's the fucking same. Waterfront was one bar.
Excuse me, we were the pioneers of
bar bass line then.
Yes.
We were the pioneers of trance music, apparently.
We didn't have a song without it.
So that's what I did. So you find out you're in the key or what F or something like that. So you'd get your F, your D minor, your B flat, and then whatever you can squash a minor in there somewhere. And that's basically what I did with loads of your 2 bar bass lines.
And it did you well.
But I did us all well.
It is all well. But it did somebody fucking much better than everybody else.
It was definitely a bass and drum start premonition for sure.
Next question. Sorry,
it was on the telly the other day. It was on the telly, the same as that. Francois, whatever his name was. Who was the guy? Remember we had the French film, Bertrand Tavernier.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Had that, and he had the helicopters. It was all helicopters flying about. It was brilliant.
Well, that's why I mixed that wee bit of bass and drums specifically for Ben to do the John introduction, because that was just all bass and drums apart from when the chords came in. So that was a fine example of how that song actually came about. We've just heard it.
Is that including the really loud cymbals, Mick?
Yeah,
we had the cymbals later. They were fucked, by the way. The cymbals are a bit dodgy with me because my top end's away.
I was getting private messages during this saying, "Oh fuck the cymbals! The cymbals I wrote, they're shite."
Well, that was the same with the version of Careful and Career. I don't know. Did you hear that version of Careful and Career? What we did when we were up here, John?
Yeah.
Brian was doing the miming and he was hitting the cymbals at the wrong fucking place, and there was no cymbals on the track. So I had to get a cymbal sample and blend it in to suit his video.
The best laugh is no one would fucking notice.
Well, you know, I sent you a message saying, "Oh, Brian, you're going to love what I've just done. I've put the cymbals in where you're hitting them, the actual audio."
I don't do cymbals.
And I think cymbals should be loud. I think they're loud. They should be loud in the mix anyway. Anyway.
Say that to Peter Gabriel.
Right, two more questions, and they're quite. One's for an old friend of mine, but I'll do this one first. Were you all off your heads when you recorded Velt? That's a no-brainer. It should just say, "Were you all off your heads?"
we were stoned out our box. We were. I mean,
there was a lot of joints.
There was.
It wasn't hard drugs. It was all soft drugs. It was all
it was. Yeah.
It was never really hard at all. There wasn't even coke. It was about.
And it was beers. It wasn't whiskeys.
Nah, and it wasn't even booze. It wasn't really hammered. And there was the drink came in. The drink came in later. Because the drink had kind of
chocolate. What was that chocolate thing we used to drink? Remember the chocolate liqueur we used to drink and all?
What was that?
Do you remember Guinness?
That? Did it look like Guinness?
What, Baileys?
No, it was a lime green bottle. The chocolate was kind of
Baileys.
Well, there was a spell like of Baileys going into a pint of Guinness. We put a Baileys into Guinness or something.
Dubonnie and Blackberry.
Dubonnie, aye.
Anyway, so Velt, what a straight. How did that all come about? It's like we need another song, and we just kind of went with anyone that had an idea.
I think that was a dark evening, John. We were all just giving it.
Well, I would say again, start with that bass, that one bar bass loop.
That's with all the monkeys, all the monkeys.
I know you put me on there was a kind of some effect you put on. Can't remember what it was.
Harmonizer.
That was a harmonizer.
Yeah. Can they tell me that was a 2-bar?
That's a fucking 22-bar one.
Yeah, there was a lot.
It's good when the drums come in on Velt. That open hi-hat, isn't it?
That was a snake.
Who made the monkey sounds you said here? That was me.
Who made the monkey sounds?
It was fun though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
He can still do the monkey sounds. Look at him.
Did we ever think
again.
for 1 second that somebody's going to pay for this, and I can't believe they're fucking paying us to do this? Right, what else you got, Brian?
2 more questions. Gordy Turner, who's an old friend of mine, brilliant drummer.
Is everybody your friend, by the way?
No, not all. Only Gordon. Something that's similar to what we were talking about earlier on. Something for you all to talk about. How was the tracks recorded? Did you have all playing together or individually with clicks? His recordings always capture a great vibe. So interested to discover how he did that with you guys. So he's obviously complimenting you, John, on the fact that your recordings were always shit hot, but he's wondering whether there was clicks involved, which we've already covered.
Yeah,
no clicks. All warm, good recordings.
Yeah. Good playing as well. I mean, you get the best take, people are frightened of that sometimes, musicians, they're frightened of actually playing and, I'll never get it in time. It's like, I'll tell you if it's out of time,
Yeah, but recording methods have changed as well through digital because of the fact that you can just record 4 bars in a loop and don't have to do a 6-minute. I remember doing a tambourine for, it was a love song or Transmission or something, and there was a whole fucking track.
I know, the claps were like that as well. Your hands are
doing Celebrate claps all the way through it.
Because you only loop it because we never used a click.
I know. Well, there you go. If we'd have used a click, we could have done 4 bars and fucked off to the pub.
I'll tell you something else that was actually really good that we never really considered at the time because we never had that much studio experience. We got a great sound right from the start. A lot of the time you're kind of thinking, I can't really hear everything. Can you turn him up? Can you turn him down? There was never, I don't have any memories of complaining about what was happening in the headphones or how the mixes were going. It just sounded fucking great. We're on this together and it's the sound. Is, then you go into the control and you hear the big speakers like, oh wow, suddenly it's even better. Yeah. That was brilliant.
Yeah, because through time, Mick, you become opinionated and more experienced, and you start to go. You lose the whole first initial feeling of listening to a set of headphones and hearing yourself clear. You weren't worried about balance. You were only buzzing at the fact that you could hear it. Well, then after that, you start to get a bit more opinionated about
fussy, yeah.
Maybe, but I would still say you'd be prepared to not take a good sound and suffer through a bad sound rather than try to say, I don't want to change it, try to upset. I never felt the need to air my discomfort with the noises in my ears.
No.
It always felt really good.
Yeah, we're always too busy being creative.
And the other thing on that point is nowadays when you get 4 or 5 guys in the studio, they've all got their separate headphone mixes. You can balance it yourself, which means and I've done that with a band. And you go around, you do the playback, everyone's listening to something different. The bass player, all the bass players hearing is the bass. A little bit of
all the drummers hearing is Donna Summer.
But in what I always do, even now, is give everyone the same mix. In the headphones, we're all listening to the same thing. And there might be a few tweaks or something, but if you give all the members of the band their own little headphone mix, you're listening to different things, and when you're struggling.
Yeah. Because I think that's a great point, John, because a lot of musicians don't listen to the other player. They just listen to themselves. And they don't know when to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't help that though, live, can you?
Well, here's
sometimes
a thought.
You don't hear it's just a fucking a lottery at that point.
When we first started playing live, the only person that could hear themselves was Jim up through the PA because the vocals were always up through the PA and we didn't have any monitors. I had no monitors. For the first till the magazine tour, and then I always had. That's why I always had Dan.
We couldn't hear him. You mean?
I was only interested in hearing you because I was keeping in time, and then visually watching everybody else because you couldn't hear them. And I was playing that loud. All I could hear was myself.
Well, sometimes that's a good thing.
I knew you were going to say that. You're so fucking predictable.
Couldn't hear him. I know you. I'm talking about. The fucking acting.
No, but once you started adding, unless the venue was big enough or the stage was big enough, as soon as you started adding instruments into the monitors, it became a fucking nightmare.
Racket.
Everybody's just going to turn it up. By the time you get to the end of the gig, all the monitors are blaring with everything coming out of them.
I'm going to ask you, John. Do you remember the reaction that Arista had to Chelsea Girl after thinking it was going to be a big hit?
Yeah, they did. So did I. And
did you have much liaison with them at that time, or was it just here's the product and go sell it?
No. My only connection was Bruce, really, and the occasional. This was before Tarquin, wasn't it? I mean, you're talking first album. You're talking Life in a Day. Yeah. It was Bruce. I didn't know anyone at Arista, really. Julie Hooker was still there. She was there at the beginning, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was always there. But I mean, I never really. It was all coming through Bruce, really.
Were you in any conversation at all that determined that Chelsea Girl was to be the second single?
No.
No,
who decided that?
I don't know.
Between us and Bruce and the record company.
Yeah. The video for Chelsea Girl. Have you seen that? I mean, I know it's you doing it, but it's fantastic. I show people that video, and it's so like. I don't know.
So Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's like a cartoon kind of thing.
Take it up the back.
You know, you and the lighting, and everyone's like on this white background. It's great. Yeah. And everyone flags that off of that video.
Are you sure you're no smoking still?
John's been listening to Velt.
And of course, there was the album sleeve, which was what's her name again?
Carol.
Oh yeah, you knew Carol, didn't you?
You got a picture.
You knew Carol. I knew Carol.
Did you know Carol?
Put a picture.
Did we introduce to Carol from you, John?
That's right. Yeah. You said to.
Was that
That's
Carol?
Good.
That was her.
Carol.
See it again.
Shows that again, please.
Oh, we're going into all that.
There's something really gay about that last shot in the pool there, wasn't there?
Yeah. This going on a few years from. No, Carol. Let's talk about Carol because she lived in the flat with us. You know, I lived in. By that time, no, I'd moved, but I'd known Carol for 10, 15 years before, and she was at Royal College of Art. Crazy, you can see what she's like, and you must have said to me. We've just had some pictures taken and they're shit, you know, a good photographer. And I said, yeah, my friend Carol. And she came and showed her portfolio. And I remember when she left the room after showing you all their pictures, she left the room and Jim said, I'm going to marry her. He said, I'm in love with her. I'm going to marry her.
At least I'm going to shag her.
Not my Carol, yeah.
I think John's been polite.
Yeah. Big David beat him to it, didn't he?
David did, yeah. David did,
didn't he? Big David
went out with her for a long time.
Right.
Yeah. Moved in with her, I think.
Yeah.
Did you keep in touch with Carol, John?
That's what I was just going to say. Did you keep in touch with her?
Not really. If you look at, she's got a website. She lives in France. I haven't really spoken to her for probably 30 years now.
We should try and get in touch with her and send her that piece of video.
Yeah. Miss Moss. If you go Miss Moss, MISSMOSS.com, Miss Moss, you'll see
All right.
And she's, she's still doing her photography because she takes pictures and sometimes she messes them up. She hand tints them and that kind of thing,
That's what she did for Life in a Day, yeah.
Yeah. And she did the picture on the back cover of you lot, which looks great. And she tinted it all up. I mean, for the time and everything.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a great picture, I think. And then
I love the way John says that's a great picture, I really like it, and then bursts out laughing after he said it.
No, you just look so young and healthy. Look at Charlie in that one.
Yeah, he looks like he's just seen something horrible.
But she did all the handwriting as well. She did all the what you call it, the writing. The lyric. Were there lyrics on the
letter set font?
Yeah.
Charlie looked like the wee guy that did the Charlie says.
The other thing is, I don't think that was the first and only record cover she done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Yeah.
Peaked at the top. Yeah. Right. What else you got, Brian?
One more question. How did working with Simple Minds, and this is from Julia White, another friend of mine. How did working with Simple Minds compare to working with the Stone Roses?
What?
That's a good question. That is.
Well,
compare us to the Stone Roses.
That was. Hang on, Stone Roses was 1989. Well, it's 10 years difference, isn't there?
Before you answer
totally
that question,
different.
John, I remember me and Dan being in the studio with you. Remember that, Dan?
Aye, we phone call upstairs.
And we were in Manchester or somewhere in London?
No. It was, we were in the Abbey Road. We were up the top in McCartney's studio in the attic. And we got a phone call, and John said, Derek, if you could you maybe help us out with a wee bit smoky stuff, whatever we called it at that time. I said, okay. And I went down with Brian into the studio. I think it was the Waterfalls we were doing or something. Was that the track we were doing when I came in? I think it was.
Might have been, yeah. And
so we gave him the hash, the wee man.
Did you? Oh, good.
You phoned me to come down.
So we contributed to the creativity of the Stone Roses.
Yes, we gave them the head smoke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you at Abbey Road. You were really bored. You were like, fucking hell, let's go somewhere. Where can we go?
Aye. I ended up with Dave Gilmour came in and played a solo on one of the tracks. That was good talking to him. He started talking about aeroplanes and stuff like that, and I've just bought an island in Greece, and I'm putting an airport on it for his, I don't know, 16-seater or something. I'm thinking, this is mental.
I'm thinking of trying to land an aeroplane on my new driveway here in Barra.
Have you bought the
airport? I got the driveway. Would they have a driveway when you came up?
Aye.
Is there a concrete driveway?
No.
The dirt track?
No.
Straight concrete driveway put in, and I'm sure I could land a wee Cessna at the fucking front there.
You're going to get one?
Well, I don't know if I'll get one. No, I've not flown one.
No, I've done an hour, so I've not really flown one, but I took off at Glasgow Airport with Jock, my cousin.
Oh, that's right. Jock used to fly up here, didn't he?
He did the beach.
My mate used to do the Loch Lomond seaplane, and he came up, landed on the beach up here, and took me back to Glasgow. It was pretty cool.
Last question of the session, lads, and this is for Gordon Macri, who we all know, who's a friend of mine and a friend of John's.
Gordon? No, never heard of him.
I'm joking, John.
Go on then.
What's your favourite story from being at Rockfield?
The favourite story, is
you and I get up to Little Anchor Hill. We crashed.
John's answering
it. And I had gone up Little Anchor Hill.
Yeah. Let John answer it.
There's the Tarquin story, isn't there?
I don't know, John. You tell us.
The Tarquin story is that this was the Iggy was in the other studio, wasn't he? And we were up at Anchor Hill, the farmhouse up the top of the hill, and it was summer because it was really hot, and it was getting light at 3 in the morning kind of thing. I remember that. And Iggy Pop was in the other studio, and Tarquin came to hear what we've been doing. And we sat in the studio and said, okay, we're going to play it. And Tarquin was there with some secretary bird. And we're playing it, and we've heard it loads of times before, and we just wanted to carry on working, recording. And so we had to sit and play all the tracks, 10, 12 tracks to Tarquin. And I turned around and he'd gone. He wasn't even in the room. He'd gone over to Iggy's studio. And it's like, hang on, we've stopped working. We've stopped working for an hour or two to have this meeting and discuss what we were doing. And he walked out and gone over to Iggy's studio. I think that set it off, because I was kind of angry because we were wasting time. We didn't have to sit through and listen to every track. And that's what set it off. And well, what did happen? Yeah, there was some phantom. There was this phantom midnight rambler that lived at Rockfield, and he used to abolish cars, didn't he? In the middle of the night, you'd get up.
I love the way everybody's went silent here, John.
Yeah, you'd get up in the morning, and your car was, trashed with everything from the kitchen. There was eggs and boxes of cornflakes. I remember they had these giant boxes of cornflakes, and and they were all over the car.
That was the breakfast ban.
Eggs, that was the breakfast, and the eggs, the big tray of eggs, not 6 or a dozen eggs, but 6 dozen eggs just in the car and everything. And because it was really hot, I don't know what time this event happened, but by 10, 11 in the morning, the sun had been on it for 5 hours, and it was the eggs were frying on the dashboard and all over the seats and everything, bottles of milk all over the seats and stuff. I don't know who did that to this day. It's like the Phantom of Rockfield.
Well, but by the sounds of it, you were involved in it, John.
Yeah.
I get the blame. I get the blame.
Tarquin never said anything, did he? He just kind of better clear this up. And there was his girlfriend, his secretary bird, and and the two of them were scrubbing out the inside of this car.
Yeah.
And,
I remember Julie phoning me up in the morning, answered the phone in the morning, and said, "Brian, did you tell me the truth? Did you do that?" And I was like, "Fuck's sake, Julie, what kind of guys do you think we are?"
No, I remember her phoning up, or someone phoning up from Arista a couple of days later, and Jim answered the phone, and there was some conversation, and then suddenly Jim goes, "Hey, and guess what? They've trashed John's car as well. His MG is just covered in eggs and milk and all sorts of stuff." And I had to carry on this story. When I went to Arista and met Tarquin, I had to say, "Yeah, it's bad. They did my car too."
That's pretty good.
And we did crash. You and I remember we could back up the Anchor Hill, and he crashed the MG.
Yeah. That's right.
One of my favourite memories of Rockfield was having dinner and then Jim running naked round the garden with either Kingsley or Charles Ward's wife.
That was you, wasn't it?
No, it was Jim running about chasing her naked with his knob out, giving it, come here, and all that.
They were all giggling, weren't they?
No,
I remember
they
them all
loved
giggling.
They loved it.
And, Jim, talking about Jim with his knob out, you remember how the mobile had two slidey doors?
Yeah.
Wee windows, two square windows.
Yeah.
Or inside them, it's a tight wee spaces. There was Mariella was there as well. And there was a sort of padding thing between the two doors that stopped them slamming together. And Jim had his cock through the door and his head in the window. I think you'd have a camera, John. I think you got a secret archive of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we're all
I
so
remember that day.
creative musicians, and you say, what was your memory of Rockfield, Mick? Well, I remember Jim having his knob between two glass gate panels.
And
Mariella been a sweat. She's seen this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I always remember going into Rockfield, into the town, you know, because we'd stay up late and get up. Yeah, still get up early, even if we stayed in late. And I remember going into Rockfield, walking up the high street, and the pub at the top of the hill of the shopping place, there's Mariella sitting there with a pint. You know, it's like 10:30, 11 in the morning, you know, and she's sitting there with a pint. And she's only 17. She's not, you know.
Yeah. I mean, she was hot. I remember it was a lovely hot summer, right, as you were saying, and walking down the wee country lane. Everybody was trying to pull Mariella. Don't fucking kid ourselves. Or try to get the pants off her. And that's why Derek stitched us all up and tried to confess about the dirty deed that we did. I was spying on her in the bath and all that.
I did that. I felt sorry for her.
Trying to pull her.
And I also remember at the top of Monmouth High Street, when you go up the top there where the pub was, and there's a little alleyway, and there was a record shop, you know, second-hand record shop. And we went in there, and there was about 4, 5, 6 Johnny and the Self-Abusers singles.
Oh, wow.
And Charlie bought them all, I think. I saying, hey, look at this. Look, it's us.
Probably Jim brought them down.
Yeah.
Every band that went to brought them back to
them.
the record company and sell them.
Yeah. But the most that must have been Derek in the river.
Oh, yeah.
Aye, don't you remember that?
Aye,
He fucking drowned.
I
Did you know? Did you save somebody?
I was saving Kay, wasn't it? Kay Melrose.
Ah, that's right. There was a big.
We bought one of the wee cheap dinghies out of a garage, blew it up, and two us get in, and it was the water they used for the army, for the going round the rapids, and it was all calm near enough at the old mill. We get into it, and then there was a bough, a tree, right out there, and when we hit that, they just kept the force of the water turned, but chipped us out basically. We fell in, and she held on to the branch, and I grabbed it and tried to get a foothold and pulled it back, and managed to get it to the side.
Big Dan the hero.
Superman.
Super guy.
He was lying on his back, and Kay thought it was a shark.
What was that?
Yeah.
I was doing the backstroke.
But remember, I think it was by the time we got to album 3, we were in the main studio, they'd bring dinner up from the King's Hotel or something. Dinner would come all preheated in trays, and we're just waiting for the big food fight, innit? As soon as we eat the dinner as fast as fuck, get out the room because it's all going to kick off.
Because
remember what Brian did? Brian had a red hot cup of tea, and Brian was too excited. You get, and then we were like, threw it over me in a fucking boiler like that.
But
I couldn't move. It fucking nearly killed me.
Or the shirts sticking to you, burning tea.
But they used to make these for rafters. You used to get these trifles, in a big bowl. And we'd throw it all around and clear it up. And the next night it would be the same. They wouldn't we won't give them we'll just have some fruit, some piece of pineapple or something. No, they came with a bigger trifle with more jam on it.
It's almost like testing. Are you sure you want to do this again?
Yeah.
How nuts were they to allow us to just get away with it?
They just laughed, though, didn't they? They were just laughing.
Because it was a woman, I can't remember her name, but she'd come in, literally put it down and run out the door.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's still the same. You've been back there. Do you ever go to Rockfield again?
No.
Still the same. Same carpet on the floor.
No
Same
way.
food down the ceiling.
When were you last there?
When was I last there?
Yeah.
Oh, about a year, 2 years ago. I know. Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, the studio on the farm. You never seen that?
Right, no, let me check that out.
You should see it. It's great. It's really great, actually.
Yeah.
They got it all together. And
So is he still alive? Is Kingsley still alive? Are they still there?
Yeah. Charles, the elder brother, isn't, but Kingsley and his wife are still there, and he's exactly the same. He's great.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's just like hasn't changed at all. You know.
What amazing, weren't they? How they had all these people coming in. They were so cool and relaxed about everything.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really good because I suppose I could say I took the Stone Roses there on the first album, and then they came to do the second album, and it was all a bit shit, and I walked out, I resigned, and they stayed there for 14 months. I left in July, and they stayed there every day, £800 a day, from July to the following September.
Fucking hell.
It's like 14 months, £800 a day, pay, 7 days a week, paying the cash, paying Kingsley the cash, and a lot of the time they weren't there. They'd gone home, and they're just no producer. No record company. The record company was Geffen in America.
Did they finish an album in that time?
The second album, yeah.
Right.
It's called The Second Coming, yeah. I kind of started, I worked for 120, 130 days on it. Because I had to go through it all and everything. And they just carried on,
Was it any good?
Second Coming.
Was it any good?
People say it's great. Yeah, some of it was, but they kind of lost it, really. I mean, the first record is great, even today. I mean, that first Stone Roses record, my grandson, who's 15, him and his mates just love it, and my daughter, it sounds good today, But the second album is, they I don't know what to say about them. They were trying to be Led Zeppelin or something. And John, the guitarist, just wanted to play all over everything, and they never really. I know what can I say? They did it to a click. The click. If your click's there and it's a good tempo, you got a friend, right? The click is always right. The click is right. Whether it helps you make a great record or great music, I don't think so. But
yeah, I know.
There's a lot of,
We were watching Joy Division once in San Francisco in this gig, and I think they were opening up for Grace Jones or something like that, and they had the drum machine going. It was like, that's all you could hear was a fucking drum machine, and somebody shouts out,
"Shut up, what?"
That was that. They couldn't make any other comment about the noise that was coming out of the PA except this bloody drum machine.
Mm-hmm. I worked in New Order. I did Waiting for the Siren's Call, which was the album before Peter Hook left. And did it at Real World, actually, yeah. You couldn't change their way of working or their way of being, really. Hooky didn't drink, would go out jogging, would get up 6 o'clock in the morning, go for a 2-hour jog, and then demand a full breakfast. The rest of the band were going to bed. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Hookies just haven't been for a 2-mile, 5-mile run, and the rest of them were, and they go, and they were meant to be there 7 days a week, paying for it, and what happened? No one would drink or anything. It was all quite sober.
I love New Order.
Yeah.
I love the whole band. They're all nuts.
Mm.
I'm going to ask you a wee question that we ask quite a lot of guests that we have. John, is name a 5-piece supergroup that you've worked with.
A 5-piece supergroup.
Oh, drums, bass, guitar, vocals, keyboards. Is that 5?
I think that's 5. Yeah. Is there a singer?
Well, it's up to you.
I don't know. I've never worked with one.
Who was that, Mick?
Has he got to put the band together, do you mean?
No, name a supergroup that you put together over all the experience that he's had as a producer. So who's the best? If you were to pick a drummer for your supergroup, who would it be? And it's obviously not
I see.
Me, because I'm shite.
The drummer, I'm afraid, would have to be Rennie from the Stone Roses, because people say he's the best drummer in the world, and I think he is. He's really difficult to work with because he'll only play it his way and he'll moan about everything else.
Right.
And you can never get him to play to a click, and you can never get him to play and get 4 bars to loop, because every 4 bars is different, you know,
Different tempo.
Yeah, a different shuffle and things, you know. He's
So what
he's
makes
ace
him?
drummer.
What is it? Is he just technically a good drummer, or just feel, or is it what? Just everything.
Total feel.
Yeah.
He
I
never
really
plays.
don't know much about his work other than the hits.
Yeah. That's it. He's never played with anyone else, and once they got famous, he just locked himself away. He couldn't bear to get recognised down the street or anything, and he never wrote the songs, never got any money, you know, and that kind of thing. So that's when they reformed. It was really for Rennie to get a bit of dosh, you know, kind of
Right.
thing.
Didn't know that.
But yeah, so he's the best.
He's the best drummer you've ever worked with.
If I had a list, I could tell you.
No, you've committed to that one. So next is bass.
Okay, bass. Dan the man, this is the best bass player ever. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you,
He's
John.
yeah. Who's the best bass? I was going to say Jar Wobble, but he can't play with anyone else. Wobble, you know, he just.
I was never
rock
sure.
solid.
I was never sure whether he was a good bass player. He was so fucking out there. He was crap.
I liked him as well. I liked him.
But
Yeah.
I couldn't work out whether he was good or not because he was so out there. You know what I mean? He never really. He didn't look like a bass player like the way he was playing. And
No, he could only play his thing, you know.
And Youth as well, John. Youth
as a bass player.
he's fucking great as well.
Yeah, I suppose he is. No, Youth. I've never recorded. Well, I've only recorded him at parties, kind of thing. You know, he has a place in Spain, and he calls it Space Mountain. And for a few years, he hasn't done it he keeps saying he's going to do it again. But he'd had this festival at his place in Spain, and he'd often try and get a license and sell tickets, you know, for a weekend sort of 3-day festival. And then because he never had a license, he said, "Oh fuck it, just give them their money back and just tell people to show up, you know, just for free, you know." And this is in his house, you know. And so it's nearly all DJs. I mean, there's not, you know, he's in the trance ambient thing, but you just meet some fantastic people there, you know, crazy artistic DJ, bloody, you know, mushrooms, drugs, all sorts of stuff goes on, you know. But everyone that goes to Space Mountain Festival is, and then during the afternoon, we'd have talks in the salon, in the front room by the fireplace. So the room holds, I suppose, about 30 people, 20 people comfortably, but you know, 40 whoever wanders through. And you just get a program of people, and I'd introduce them. I'd sort of get people to do talks and stuff about anything, you know, youth do stuff, fashion things, people making their own clothes, you know, crazy stuff. And then in the evening, when it got dark, I'd show films. You know, weird arty films like, you know, what's it called, Shannon Deleu, you know, old French films, and and because it was so noisy, because in the corner you got some fucking DJ pounding it out, so you could only show films with subtitles. You know, you couldn't have films so they're always like obscure German sort of stuff.
Tin Drum.
Loved it. Tin Drum, there you go. Yeah.
One of my favourite movies ever.
Oh yeah. That's with anything with the subtitles, because you couldn't really have the sound up, you know. But everyone would love it. Everyone would just crash out and just watch films till the sun come up, you know, from the sun went down to when the sun comes up.
So Jar Wobble was your man then, apart from Youth?
Yeah.
Cool. Guitarist? Putting you on the spot here, John, sorry.
You are. Who am I going to say for
It's got to be
guitar?
Bill Nelson, surely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
technically.
Bill. There you go, Bill. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You see, I forget about Bill because Bill doesn't get out much. Bill's.
I saw
What
the
happened with Bill? He doesn't play with other people. You see,
I
he's
saw
never
the
really
interview
collaborates.
you and Bill did together, talking about the co-production you did on those records. That was good.
Oh yeah, yeah. We did about 7 albums together with Bill. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he seemed a nice
he's not really. What can I say? He's not really a band member. He's got to have control of it all. He wants, to produce it, write the songs, sing, and everything. And he must get a bit lonely because he's made thousands. Yeah, 1,000 albums must have done.
Fuck's sake.
At
No
home.
way.
Yeah, at home
No
on his
way.
own. Go to his Bandcamp, Bill Nelson. You check out.
1,000 albums.
I'm sure. Yeah, he'd do about. Well, for the last 30 years, he's done. That's probably not 1,000, is he? I was going to say he's done easily 12.
I told you a million
Another
times, John,
month.
don't exaggerate.
But yeah, Bill's great guitarist, but I don't think
No, is he known in your band? Who's the guitarist in the band? It's got to be musicians you've worked with, isn't it? Is that right, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay.
And your experience.
Okay, there's one other person that I have to bring up is Andy Partridge, XTC.
Oh, brilliant.
Genius.
He's a genius.
Cool.
Genius on guitar ideas and
Very underrated.
lyrics and he's great.
The whole band were underrated.
Yeah. They
Andy
were.
Partridge is a great guitarist and ideas person, I'd say.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, keyboard player.
Keyboard player.
There's no many of them about. They're a
Sorry.
rare breed. I bet you can't even think of one.
Oh, who's the best keyboard player? I can't say Mick.
No, you can't. What other keyboard players can
Mick
you
was
remember
good.
working with? Let's put it that way.
Well, can I ask you, did you work with Rick Wakeman?
No.
Right.
He'd be Hancock.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. They're a fucking rare breed.
Good
yeah.
ones.
But I'm trying to even think if I know any ones you worked with. I mean, even
This is Mills.
the keyboards that was in Red Noise stuff is really quite innovative and
Well, that's
Bill,
Bill
wasn't
Nelson. Yeah, Bill
groundbreaking.
was-
If you're talking about synthesizers and you're talking about actual noise sound design, that's different for a keyboard player, really, where somebody's going to sit down and play the piano and come up with like, song arrangements. But
That would be
I'm
Bill.
saying we are a rare breed.
John, you worked with fucking John Lennon and everybody, did you not?
Oh yeah.
Like, who
Yeah,
played
well-
who played piano? Klaus Vorman or something like
He
that?
wouldn't join your band though.
No, but who would be the piano player in the band?
John.
John
What
Lennon.
about the other
really?
guy?
Him himself. Him
You've got to be
or
Billy
Paul
Preston.
McCartney.
Billy
Billy
Preston.
Billy Preston,
Ringo.
no,
Billy Preston's good, yeah.
He never worked with you though.
I never really worked. I never worked with him.
right, so it's obvious you weren't sort of blown over by any keyboard player, right? Just be honest.
Just say Mick because of we're all here.
Mick, there you go.
Might as well just say me.
This is
This is on
Mills.
the shit band, by the way.
I know the band's shit. I'm not in it.
Who else had left?
Vocalist.
Singer.
Yep.
Best singer.
Now that's an opinion. This is all selective. It could be someone that's not a brilliant singer but a good performer, or somebody that's edged in your memory as being brilliant during the time that you worked with them or whatever. It's not just. It's you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be fucking Pavarotti or somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Although they might look like
Best singer. I've left out 2 bands here. One was Radiohead, of course, and you could say Tom York is not now. When I worked with them, I thought they were great. I can't really bear to listen to them now because
Well,
it's just a bit too miserable for me, and I can't understand a word he's saying. Can you the latest Radiohead record? Can you make out what he's on about?
I was never a fan of Radiohead. I
The
like the
record I
music.
did, the Benz, the record I did was great.
It's almost like a mood more than an actual thing. It's a kind of mood thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what about Ken Dodd? Come on. He's happy. That's a happy vocal.
I did go and see Roy Harper the other day at the Palladium, and he was a big shock because he hit all the notes. He was great. He's 84 now, sold out at the London Palladium, and everyone. Nice. And I've seen him. I saw him 10 years ago probably, and he was, what's the word, feeble. You know, he was like croaking and making mistakes, not hitting it, and spends more time talking to the audience than actually singing. But the Palladium, he really was great, and his, you know, voice and the falsetto, and everyone was like, "Fucking hell, Roy, what have you been taking to sound like that?" You know.
Excellent.
AI tablets.
Yeah.
No, it's just straight mics.
That's the future.
Did you talk to him afterwards? Did you tell him that?
Yeah. Everyone was enthusing with him. It was great. It was really good. And the guitar player, Nick Harper, his son, actually, who I knew when he was like 10 years old. He's now 60, and he's virtuoso guitar, like acoustic, plays all sorts of flash stuff, show off, you know. And he was accompanying him. He was really good. Yeah. Who else? I probably left out a few of the Americans. Los Lobos. Now there's a band. You know Los Lobos? You probably think of them of La Bamba and stuff, but they're great blues jam kind of thing. You know, they just deliver. You know, you just set it up. You don't need to rehearse. It is first take with them. You know, I know they're American, Mexican, and it's a laid back kind of thing, but that's really good.
And I'm going to commend you, John, because I always remember you talking about John Lennon and blah blah blah, that you had the patience to record Yoko Ono.
Yeah, there you go.
And if anybody's got any experience of Yoko Ono's vocals,
backing vocals by Yoko.
Wow.
Who has seen the wind?
So you run
the wind,
run us by what would happen, John. She's in there. She does the vocal, and she's waiting for a reaction. What would you say to her?
Do it again. That was amazing.
I was just a tape op, you know. You couldn't say I wasn't producing it.
Who
Phil Spector was meant to be producer. Phil Spector.
No.
But yeah, he never understood Yoko at all, you know. But the best thing about the Yoko record at the time is that it was recorded on a day off kind of thing. Okay, today we're going to do Yoko's record. And so you've got Klaus Voormann, John, and Ringo. And they would put a new reel of tape on, last 32 minutes, you know, it's going at 15, 32 minutes, new reel of tape on. Okay, go. And they'd play like a really fast kind of blues thing, and, you know, just jamming, and Yoko would just all the way through it kind of thing. And the tape would run out, and I'd be going, hey, hang on, cut, stop, tape's run out, you know. Okay, we'll do a slow one now. So they'll do another slow blues. What the fast one's called Why, and the slow one's called Why Not. Why not? You can hear it on the record, yeah.
Cut my ears off.
Great. But what we did then is spent probably 2 days listening to it back with all tape delay and feedback on the tape delay on the drums. So all the drums are going and editor, and then John and Yoko would sit there listening to it, could hear it again, and it's fucking 32 minutes, you know. They're sitting there working it all out, you know. There's no bar count, there's no click or anything like that. It's just playing, and they go, okay, and Yoko's like, we want this bit to there again. What, you're going to record it again? No, again, more, again. Meaning they want to copy it, loop it. So from there to there, you know, like cut that bit, copy it, and loop it kind of thing. It's what you call now. And so you spend probably a week or two editing on tape after it's all been edited with the delays on, and you have to cut, and all the delays are a bit different. and that's the record. If you hear it, avant-garde they call it.
I need to go and buy that. I'm going to go and look for that tomorrow.
Yeah,
You should.
and listen to about 10 seconds of it.
Yeah. But we've run right into. We've run out of tape here.
I think you have, haven't you?
Yeah, I think what I think we should do is we should call it a night and then look at what we've got and then go back to John about maybe continuing it on another evening.
Yeah, we've only just started, haven't we?
Because we've got loads of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken about. No, we won't talk about black, wet, nylonette panty.
Oh, right. Yes.
That's the opening line for the second session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant talk to you, John.
What? Yeah. Have
Good
you heard
talk,
it lately? Dan's heard it.
No,
I've heard that a few
I've got a
times.
new version.
Have you got it? Have we got it?
Well, John's definitely got it. I think I must have it as well somewhere.
How did you get it?
Off me.
Emailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later.
What is the backing music like? Is there any music on it?
Yeah, it's Twist Run Repulsion.
Twist Run Repulsion.
Twist Run Repulsion, nice. That's what it is.
Right.
It's a very arty piece of work, I think.
Yeah.
It is. It's killer.
We were really arty. We were really arty then.
What we should do is get the vocal performance done in AI using visuals of the person that sung it. Make it into a video.
She won't like that.
The two gimps that watched it.
Yeah.
Were you there? It was just. Were you there?
Yeah.
Were we all there?
No. She told us to get out of the room.
Right.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
At the time it was recorded.
No.
Just
She
John.
was reading the famous.
I remember the warm up, but then when
It
she
was-
was going to do the live takes, I think we were kicked out of the room.
Yeah. She did something else on the record as well, didn't she? Do a bit of back and
She shouldn't have done that. There was no toilet paper. That was just scandalous. Oh no, that was the skids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I need to get a copy of that, John.
Yeah.
Don't trust him. He'll be sticking it.
It'd be released. It'd be on
It'd be released
Spotify.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
good night.
Excellent. That was brilliant, John. Really
All
good.
right.
That's a good one. Yes.